Hello everyone. Today I will be discussing about the derivation of the liquid level system or the capacity tank, which is a first order system. So let's see what a first order system is. Any system which can be described by a first order differential equation is a first order system. So now let's begin with the derivation part. As you can see in the diagram, the liquid is entering with the flow rate Q in and it is leaving with the flow rate Q out. The steady state height is H and the area of the tank is A. So let's see the assumptions. The first assumption says that all the capacity of mass storage lying in the tank only, and all resistance to the flow is offered by the valve only, and that means all the resistance will be there in the valve only, no resistance will be offered by the tank. These two assumptions combined are called the lumped parameter assumptions. We have two more assumptions like density is constant and temperature is constant. Now see that the total mass is changing here. So if the total mass is changing, we will be writing the overall mass balance. If the composition would have to change, we will be writing the component mass balance, which is not this case. So now let's see, the resistance is linear. That means the output flow rate is varying linearly with the height of the tank. And there are some non-linear resistances which are like Q out is equal to root H by C or Q out is equal to C H T square. These are the non-linear resistances, which is not this one. We have the linear resistance here. So now we will be writing the overall mass balance. The overall mass balance goes like total mass in minus total mass out plus mass generated minus mass consumed is equal to total mass accumulated. When we are talking about the total mass, we should know that it can never be generated, neither it can be destroyed. So there will be no generation term and no consumption term. We will only be left with in minus out is equal to accumulation. Now for in, the units for in, out and accumulation, the units should be same, and in overall mass balance that would be mass per unit time. So we'll take the in as volumetric flow rate in into density. So we'll get the units mass per unit time minus Q out into rho is equal to, now d by dt of mass. Mass can be written as volume into density, and volume can further be written as area into height. As we saw in the assumptions before that the density was constant, so we will cut out the density from each term and we will be left with Q in minus Q out is equal to A dH by dt. So this is the unsteady state model. Q in minus Q out is equal to A dH by dt. Now we will be following the usual steps which are used to derive the transfer function for any system. First we write the steady state model. For writing the steady state model, what we do is we put subscript S in the terms which are varying with time, like the inlet flow rate, the outlet flow rate and the height of the tank. So we will get Q in S minus Q out S is equal to A dH by dt S, and that means Q in, Q out and H are varying with time. Usually dHs by dt is equal to 0, but for the sake of derivation we are taking it as it is. Now what we do is we subtract both the equations. After subtracting we'll get Q in minus Q in S minus Q out S is equal to A d by dt of H minus Hs. Now here comes the concept of deviation variable. Deviation variable is nothing but it's a variable with respect to the steady state variable, like Q in with respect to Q in S. So Q in minus Q in S would be capital Q in. We denote the deviation variable with the capital letters. Q out minus Q out S would be capital Q out, and H minus Hs would be capital H. So we have Q in minus Q out is equal to A dH by dt in terms of deviation variable. Now we take the Laplace. For the sake of differentiating between the Laplace and the deviation variable, we are representing the Laplace with the bar sign above the variable. That means Q in bar S minus Q in Q out bar S. And for the right side, we will use the formula for the Laplace of differential, like A, and Laplace of differential would be s h bar s minus value of the function at 0. This is just a formula, you can refer any textbook. So now we will put the capital H0 as 0. Why? Because capital H0 is just a deviation variable at the value 0. That means it will be equal to small h0 minus hs, and small h0 means the height in starting, that was hs only, so hs minus hs becomes 0. So therefore capital H0 would be 0. Now we use the linear resistance, which was q out is equal to h by r. We will follow the same steps as before. We will write it in steady state, and then we will subtract both the equations. We will get the deviation variable, and we will take the Laplace of the deviation variable, and we will finally get q out bar s is equal to h bar s by r. We are doing this because we have to use it in the equation. Now use this result of q out bar s is equal to h bar s upon r in the equation before, and we will get q in bar s minus h bar s upon r is equal to as h bar s. Now this is just mathematics. Take the h bar s upon r to the other side and take it common, and finally derive the result for h bar s upon q in bar s. We will get r upon ars plus 1. This is the default transfer function. If we have to get it in the form of flow rates, then we can again use the resistance equation. H bar s is equal to r q out bar s, and put it here. We will get q out bar s upon q in bar s is equal to 1 upon ars plus 1. Now we should know the standard form of the transfer function for a first order system, which is ys upon xs is equal to kp upon tau ps plus 1. Now just compare what we have derived with the standard transfer function of first order. We will get kp is equal to r and tau p is equal to ar. Here kp is the process gain or the steady state gain, and tau p is the time constant of the process. So that's it. It's the transfer function of a capacity tank. The derivation is complete.